Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Daily Tarot for Sunday, the 27th of December 2020. Hope you're well, having a lovely winter holiday season. It is a strange one this year, there's no denying it. We're waiting here in the south of England for Storm Bella to blow in from the north. Oh dear, just seems one thing after another. Anyway, let's see what we can find. Major Arcana reading here with the Ancient Italian Tarot for Sunday, 27th of December 2020. Okay. I'm just going to give it one more. Sorry, what I'll do is, you know, when the shuffle doesn't feel right, it just doesn't feel right. What can I say? Still not there. Still not there. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. There we go. That's the one. Okay. Right. Emperor in the reverse. Okay, so something upside down in the matter of the kind of the rules of one's life. And this is a personal thing. This is not the Hierophant where it gets kind of external expression. It's about pulling oneself into shape and creating a code for oneself. Emperor, but anyway, it's in the reverse. Okay, Chariot. So literally keeping the show on the road by sort of skillful means of retaining and releasing energy on two separate fronts, or more than one front, definitely. Okay, and the Moon in reverse. I have shuffled since yesterday's reading. Right, so there's a sense here whereby if we work hard enough to kind of hold on to the reins of something, we might be able to keep the vehicle going, keep the show on the road. But there's a lot of uncertainty here. There's uncertainty in terms of our own internal power structure, and there's uncertainty in terms of sort of a wider view of things. The Moon is second-hand illumination, illumination at one remove, difficult to see. The edges of things are not clear. Is it a thing or is it the shadow of a thing? However, here it's in the reverse. So I think there might be some change coming with this. And it's change, there might be some change coming with this Emperor, some change to be acted upon in the matter of this Emperor in reverse. And it's change that is brought about an increasing amount of clarity coming through a firm grip of the reins on a situation. In the Chariot, we have the two horses that are equal and possibly opposite. You know, they could be equal and opposite as in, do I please myself or do I please everybody else, and thereby please myself, but not really. Or do I choose this one or do I choose that one? Both have their merits. It's not like there's one evidently good way to go and an evidently not good way to go. There's two good ways to go. Which do we choose? Or do we stay at the helm of the situation and manage both of those forces simultaneously? And by doing that, we're moving into this clarification of something that has been rather foggy. Okay, and with the Emperor in the reverse, I'm not surprised that there's a lack of clarity. Okay, justice. Right, that I'm getting a real feeling here of deep down, we know what's right. We know what's right. And I think perhaps this is taking more shape now. I think perhaps what it is that with this Emperor in the reverse, with this kind of malignant or toxic or absent kind of top-down structure of knowing where we stand on this. We know where we stand on this, we know where we stand on that. But it's all been unclear. And that has been leading us to sort of really have quite a hard time, I would say, with keeping this show on the road. And the way out of the murkiness of the moon here is by a very simple application of the matter of right and wrong. And I say so often in these readings that one person's right is another person's wrong, one person's fair is another person's unfair, and that these are sort of personal, internal decisions taken and that they are subjective. But you see, the thing with justice, as it's represented here, is that there is an external opinion that comes down on one side or the other. You know, when we have somebody in the dock in the court and you argue it this way and then the other one argues it that way and blah, 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 blah. And we can't just sort of go, oh, well, it could be this, it could be that. Let's all go home. No, sooner or later, the hammer needs to come down one way or the other. And I think perhaps what we've had here is this sort of, oh, well, it could be this and it could be that. And if I just sort of try and keep it all, this is what I'm seeing now in the Chariot, if I try and keep this all sort of equal and opposite, I can sort of just sit in the middle and be neutral. No, you can't. Because what happens when we sit in the middle, being neutral sometimes, is that we get with this sort of murky mess of the moon. And the baying dogs and all this stuff coming up from the deep in the lobster here. No, sometimes you just got to cut through it. It's like Queen of Swords or Ace of Swords, and apply a simple look. Deep down, I know what's right and I know what's wrong. And sometimes we have to apply that and stick by it. Okay, and then we get the Fool. How lovely. Very good. So we've moved. The pivot point is, it is in the middle of this Chariot here, in the middle of this sort of cabin bit that he's actually on. It is in the middle there. The pivot point is also in the middle of those scales that the Angel of Justice is holding there so gently and sort of surveying them so serenely. And application of that sword in a very simple, like children. Like children know it. Children know what's right or wrong. You can gaslight them afterwards and try to convince them that they don't know what they're talking about, and it's all sort of very complicated and subtle, and one day you'll understand. No, they know it. They know out of the mouths of babes. That's what this is about. And here's the babe. Here's the child. Here's the absolutely uninterpreted, unimprinted, unsullied, unadulterated truth of the matter, whatever it is for you. And that's what we move towards. That's what breaks open card 0. When we apply this very simple, and you see the thing is, when you do it so simply like that, this right and wrong thing for yourself, inside yourself, and stick to it. And we all know it. And the karma for ignoring it or pretending otherwise, it can echo out through our lives for decades. This blade that is applied to pair apart right from wrong in the Justice card here is so sharp. I'm telling you, you won't even feel it go in. You won't even feel it go in. You know, it's the sharp blades that are both effective and painless, funnily enough. And with that, we can pare away, as I say, the sort of the murky gristle of this situation with this upended internal authority here, this mess of the moon, with, I've got to say it, with this sort of like, oh, I'll just sit in the middle in the chariot here, being neutral. No, as Gemstone Tarot, one of my favourite readers, would say, swing, okay, has that sword, off with its head, off with its head. And with the application of that simple clarity of, no, this is wrong. And by saying this is wrong, we imply this other thing is right, because we're clearly dealing with a duality here in the chariot and in the scales. With the application of that sharpest of blades, we cut through to a new energy here in the Fool. And there's a wonderful freshness about this, an empty sky, an empty road rising to meet you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon for another reading. Namaste.